Well, hello and welcome to BBRC Britain and English. Well, you may have just noticed I've taken my mask off. That's because of the relaxation in the precautions and rules regarding the pandemic this week. But we're also asked to take precautions. But I think now we're trying to get rid of this ramifications of the onslaught of this virus naturally, because we know we're not ever going to be able to get rid of it. So sadly, a bit like flu, we've got to just manage it. So we've got to work together and understand each other, and perhaps work with each other to take precautions on perhaps and understand the vulnerable people, and certainly what they may, what needs they might have. But anyway, it's a bit of a controversial subject, and we are getting rising cases. Well, there we are. Do take precautions. I know some of you will come out a bit later than certainly our country, because we've had the mass, mass vaccinations. We're one of the top countries in that. Anyway, this is Gloucester Cathedral. Original building goes back to about 679, but this building, the foundations were laid far later, and I think it's the first foundation were something like 1089, so well over 900 years. There we are, Gloucester Cathedral. Hope you can see it in the background there. And I will show you a bit more as we go on. I thought we'd do something different this week, because I've talked about places but not actually been anywhere. A lot of the places are being closed. The cathedrals are open, some other places are open, not many participation events such as shows etc. on at the moment, although things are changing. But it's going to take a while before everything gets back to normal anyway, and certainly based on the pandemic, of course, and the ramification of how we get through it, or certainly as far as we can do, but also manage it. Well, this is Gloucester Cathedral. Now I will show you a bit more as we go along here. Well, there we are, some of the old buildings here as well. Got the crypt. There's other buildings well. If you come in, a lot of the money was spent in this car park here, by the way. It used to be a rough old car park there, but certainly a lot of effort in the last 3 years. So. Well, this is Gloucester Cathedral, going back to 1089 when the foundation was laid. And you can imagine it probably took a long time to build it, and a lot of costs as well. But certainly, it's over 900 years old. Of course, that doesn't mean there weren't additional elevations over the centuries, and the monks were here as well. Gloucester has a rich and diverse history. And the Romans were here as well for many centuries. Nice few plants here as well. You can actually see a guide as well if you want to. The cafe as well. There we are. History of Gloucester Cathedral here. And you've also got, rather interestingly, those of you from abroad, things in various languages. So you've got Polish, Chinese, Japanese, and every other language probably as well. And you can see the building there as well. This is Gloucester Cathedral, all worth a visit, and I'll send some photographs as well at the end, which I'll post just before close. There's a few plants here as well, so certainly all worth a visit here. Gloucester Cathedral, the big city of Gloucester in Gloucestershire, capital city. Well, a mixture of the old and not so old architecture here. For example, I think to the right, probably 60s and 70s. And well, this is probably a good few centuries old here. And behind that, well, it looks a bit like 70s as well there. And new flats bang up to date here in the last, couple of years or so. First flats built behind here. Priory Place there with the old priory here. The old history of Gloucester here. Well worth a visit. There we are. You can see the contrasting architecture there as well. The old shopping centre, certainly at Eastgate Market Hall. Looking quite dated now, but certainly a nice seating area and focal point here as well. Even still some offices to let here. Centre of Gloucester. Well, welcome to Gloucester Docks here, with Gloucester Quays down in the background. And also the college on the side. Got the main basin here, as you can well see. The other side to my right is the Victoria Basin, just to say the main arterial area for trade for centuries here in and out of Gloucester. There we are, Gloucester Docks. So linked up with the Sheerness Canal as well. Certainly about 85 degrees Fahrenheit here today, and certainly hot. Got some of the old warehouses remain, as you can well see. Big old buildings there now, flats mainly. And the buildings around here, businesses. You can hear the seagulls. There is boats moored up here as well, including a few narrow boats. Well worth a visit if you're here. Gloucester Docks. A few events are held throughout the year as well here, normally, without there being a pandemic. The old warehouses and Mariners Chapel there, still used for evening services. Certainly the church has outgrown the chapel now, and they now meet at a local school in the mornings. Church Hall still in the, just off the docks here. We've got the Victoria Basin here, and you can see the cathedral in the background there, Gloucester Cathedral. I've just walked round. I'm now by Victoria Dock here, and we've got the Mariners Chapel in the background. There we are. Many a mariner used to come to that chapel when they were visiting Gloucester by sea. But I'll turn round and you can see Victoria Dock here. There we are. All the boats docked up here, all moored here, and certainly worth a visit to walk down here. You've got various restaurants, bars, cafes, various shops down here. Worth visiting if you visit Gloucester, but also don't forget the cathedral. I hope you enjoyed this rather impromptu session. Certainly, well, I decided that it was such a lovely day, I just want to come out rather than doing any more sessions at this time at home. Certainly, thought you'd enjoy something different and also see a bit of scenery, because we haven't had much chance to see that over the last year with everything being closed, lockdowns and the pandemic. Anyway, I hope you're coming through it just like we are, or trying to. I do hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye now.